If you're struggling to get your marketing for your commercial cleaning business to yield you enough appointments to continue growing and scaling your business, then I'm about to give you a framework that I successfully used to strategize our marketing. And once we started going about it this way, we started producing consistent appointments like clockwork. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Matt. I built a 7-figure commercial cleaning company up from scratch, runs on less than 5 hours per week. It allows me to make videos like these and help you build your business too. Okay, so before we can properly apply this framework to our commercial cleaning companies, we also need to understand that the industry we're in demands a different kind of marketing from other industries. For example, if you walk into a McDonald's and you look up and order something off the menu for $2, $5, whatever it is, someone's going to come to the cash register, ring you up, make you pay for it, and you go, right? It's a very short interaction, a low transactional value. Now, contrast that with our own industry where clients, if they're going to buy commercial cleaning services from us, they're only going to pick one company, right? At McDonald's, I can order multiple things from the menu. Person behind me can order a different combination, right? And if I want to add anything or change anything, I can go take care of it then and there. Whereas in our industry, it's not that way. It's a very high commitment transaction. So if we try to take ideas from companies like Walmart or people selling cars or people selling shoes over here, if we try to do anything like that and then try it out in our industry and it doesn't seem to yield results, well, there's a reason, because each of those industries have specific marketing strategies and flows that are different because of the nature of their business. Now, that's not to say you can't learn from other industries, but you do have to be very intentional about how it affects your prospects in your industry. And so what this framework is going to do is it's going to give you a strategy for how to implement your marketing in our commercial cleaning industry. And actually, in fact, in such a way to where it's going to set you apart from the competition. You don't got to deal with as much price questions, right? You don't want to be bidding and trying to win accounts on price. You want to win them much more profitably. And so to further contrast our industry from others, to help you understand how this framework is going to work, is think of the way that we're going to go out marketing is going to be more like farming, as opposed to hunting or fishing. Yes, hunting or fishing can also kind of apply in our industry, but the farm is what's going to produce all the results long-term. Think about it, right? Whenever you have a farm, you've got a lot of land, a lot of cultivation going on, you've got a lot of crops, and the yield is massive, and it's long-term, and it continues compounding. And that's actually what this framework is called. It is called the farm framework. And so if we want to set up our farm to produce leads on autopilot that don't really care about price as much, we have to follow the steps that we're going to see throughout the framework. So let's jump right in with the first one here. So after the field is ready, right? You got trees cleared, you got the dirt ready, all that kind of stuff. You need to pick out what you're going to plant. And so simply put, the F in the farm framework is find. And I don't mean find as in find buildings to service, because I'm sure you have a lot in your area, just like I've got a lot in my area. What we need to find is a little seed within each building, and that little seed is going to be the decision maker. Now, that might sound obvious, but you would be surprised how many marketing strategies in our industry are attempted without properly identifying and targeting the decision maker. Because if that step isn't done, then just about nothing you do is going to work. So when you take things like pulling lists or specific first steps in different marketing tactics that can be implemented, the real goal of those things should be to identify the decision maker. You're not ready yet to try to get a sale or an appointment. Your whole goal at this stage is to validate who is the person that we need to be talking to when we follow the rest of these steps. And that actually leads to the next step of farming. And that is we need to plant the seed. So what does the A stand for when it comes to planting that seed? The A stands for activate. So whenever I was in school growing up, we would plant the seeds in the cup, right, in elementary school, and you'd watch it grow, but you couldn't quite see it grow for a while, and you're just like constantly watering it and putting it in the right sunlight. Maybe it's too dark over here, all kinds of stuff, just getting it just right. A lot of activity, and then you see it eventually growing. The seed, we have confirmed at that point, is activated. And so our efforts after finding the decision maker needs to be centered around activating that relationship. A simple way in our world of confirming the relationship is activated is acknowledgement. So whether that's a positive response you get, a neutral, or even a negative response, you've officially activated the relationship. So all of your marketing tactics in this category need to be centered around doing just that, getting some sort of acknowledgement. And now this is also where a lot of commercial cleaning business owners get it wrong. You see, they might call a list that they downloaded one time. They might reach out once a month, maybe, or every other week, maybe, to a list of contacts or to some buildings around their area. When really what it looks like to activate a relationship, you actually need to follow up pretty persistently, like every single day with specific contacts, with specific intentions. That's going to get their attention. Now, it might sound pestery, right? Well, it's actually not. It actually differentiates you from all the other companies out there, not just commercial cleaning companies, but anyone that's trying to get in with that office to sell whatever they have, because they're just sending out some mail or they're just going to call one time as well, right? But if someone continues to reach out to you, do you think that they are spam? No, you know that they are serious and that you really mean business and you really are sincere about what you want to offer them. So what you need to do is take your marketing tactics that are designed to get in touch with decision makers and put them under that category of activating. And once you get a response from a decision maker, again, it can be a negative response, neutral or positive. It can be any response, any acknowledgement of existence. You can then graduate that prospect to the next step, which is the R here in the farm framework. Now, something else that farmers will do is they will fertilize the seeds in the ground, right? They're going to make sure the soil is going to be even more healthy for them and even more productive. And this is a step that I see almost no commercial cleaning business owners doing. They just skip right over it. Because what you do here is either just going to put you in line with all the other companies that are out there and you're going to look just like them, you're going to compete on price and struggle to win their business, or you're going to set yourself apart and make price not as big of a deal. And so the R right here stands for relate. And simply put, relate just means to do something to be liked by them. And the mistake that most owners make is that once they do have some sort of acknowledgement, they get excited that, oh, maybe I can get an appointment out of this, and they start flooding them with information. You know, there's no value really for the contact, and they just kill it. When instead, we need to take a step back and figure out how can we connect with this person personally. Now, it doesn't be deep, right? We don't got to go take them out on a date or anything like that. But this is where we can bring their office something. We can bring them some food. We can drop something off that's different, right? It's not just a flyer of us. It's not just a mug with our logo on it, right? You want to do something that connects with them. There's actually science behind this because emotions seal memory. Think about it. Have you ever had a time in your life that was extremely fun, extremely exciting? Maybe it was a wedding day. Maybe it was the day where maybe something great happened in your business. You know, whatever it is, something with family or friends. But it's hard to forget those times, right? You kind of cherish those and remember those. And whenever you go through hard times, you really feed off the energy of those, right? Well, the flip side's also true, right? We got things like PTSD and negative emotions that can seal in some things that can cause detrimental behaviors in our lives. And so the science shows that emotion is what seals all of those moments. Now, are we going to be able to provide a massive, top of life experience for them in an affordable way across our whole market? Probably not, but we can do something that seals the memory of us far better than our competitors do. So this is where you want to put your creative marketing ideas that really are individualistic and appeal to people. Because what you don't want to do is do relate type marketing tactics too early, right? If you do it before the find phase, then you're just wasting your money and your energy because it takes a lot more time and energy and sometimes money to do those types of tactics. And if you do them before the activate phase, then it's kind of doesn't fit the situation, right? They're like, oh, this is just another person, right? Another company that's sending us something. You want to be sure that you flow with the process, a natural progression of a relationship, and escalate it to each point. And so then where do they end up now that we have found them, activated, and related with them, which, by the way, that period can be very short. This can be all done in a 24-hour period, which is the big difference from the maintain bucket. And I like the image of a bucket because we're dealing with the farm, right? But the maintain bucket is where we no longer have to do so much to make sure we're going to get business from them at some point. Because now they know who we are, there's some sort of relationship, we've sealed it with a little bit of emotion, a little bit of liking is in there, and all that we need to do is stay in touch just once a month, just once a quarter. You can maintain a massive list of hundreds and thousands of contacts. But if you're trying to grow your business by doing just maintain activities without having done the previous activities, it's not going to work. For example, email marketing campaigns. If you're doing some sort of newsletter and hoping to get any new appointments out of that, that's not going to work well if you're just in the find phase or the activate phase. But if you have a list of people who have been through the find, activate, and relate, and now they're receiving a monthly newsletter or just even a quarterly newsletter, whatever it is, they're going to be a lot more responsive, and the memory of you is going to allow them to keep you top of mind whenever something does come up. And so this maintain bucket is actually where the most money is made, because you can tell probably from this is that the marketing strategies involved in the find, activate, and relate are a lot more intensive. You can only have so many companies coming through that at a time, but then you're trying to move as many of those as possible into your maintain bucket. And it's that maintain bucket that ultimately determines how much appointments you're going to be getting over the course of the long term. That's where the crop yield happens. But the neat thing is you'd be surprised how many facilities do become clients before you even get them to the maintain bucket. So the way that this helps you with your marketing is make a list of your marketing tactics and put them under each of the categories. You're going to have your find tactics, your activate tactics, your relate ones, and then your maintain ones. And then what you're going to do is move each of your prospects through each of the phases through whichever combination of tactics you need. And as long as you're following the progression of the farm framework, then you're going to get a lot more results over time. And you're potentially going to get a lot more results up front. If the farm framework helped you, please like, subscribe, and if you want my help scaling your commercial cleaning company to $1 million and beyond and setting it to run on less than 5 hours a week, check out the links down below. Again, I'm Matt, your 7-figure commercial cleaning CEO. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, keep building.